revitalizing your soul through the inspired word of Ellen G. White, inspired by God. This is your daily manner coming to you from Eden's Nutritious Streets. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. For January 23rd, 2025. This reading is taken from Healthful Living by Ellen G. White. The Ideal Diet. Meat is not essential for health or strength, else the Lord made a mistake when he provided food for Adam and Eve before their fall. All the elements of nutrition are contained in the fruits, vegetables, and grains, as in Genesis 1, verse 29. The food should be abundant in quantity and of good quality. We should not be compelled to live on meat diet because nothing else is provided to supply its place. The money that is expended in buying meat would purchase a good variety of fruits, vegetables, and grains. The Lord intends to bring his people back to live upon simple fruits, vegetables, and grains. He led the children of Israel into the wilderness where they could not get a flesh diet, and he gave them the bread of heaven. Man did eat angels' food, but they craved the flesh pots of Egypt and mourned and cried for flesh, notwithstanding the promise of the Lord that if they would submit to his will, he would carry them into the land of Canaan and establish them there, a pure, holy, happy people, and that there should not be a feeble one in all their tribes, for he would take away all sicknesses from among them. The Lord understands what influence flesh eating has upon the human system. He would have a people that would, in their physical appearance, bear the divine credentials notwithstanding their long journey. Let no meat be found at our restaurants or dining tents, but let its place be supplied with fruits, grains, and vegetables. We must practice what we preach. When sitting at a table where meat is provided, we should not make a raid on those who use it, but should let it alone ourselves. And when asked the reason for doing this, we should kindly explain why we do not use it. The diet of animals is vegetables and grains. Must the vegetables be animalized? Must they be incorporated into the system of an animal before we get them? Must we obtain our vegetable diet by eating the flesh of dead creatures? God provided food in its natural state for our first parents. He gave Adam charge of the garden, to dress it and to care for it, saying, "To you it shall be for meat." One animal was not to destroy another animal for food. Those who have lived upon a meat diet all their lives do not see the evil of continuing the practice, and they must be treated tenderly. Physical effects. One of the great errors that many insist upon is that muscular strength is dependent upon animal food. But the simple grains, fruits of the trees, and vegetables have all the nutritive properties necessary to make good blood. This a flesh diet cannot do. Speaking in support of this diet, they said that without it, they were weak in physical strength. But the words of our teacher to us were, "As a man thinketh, so is he." The flesh of dead animals was not the original food for man. Man was permitted to eat it after the flood because all vegetation has been destroyed. Since the flood, the human race has been shortening the period of its existence. Physical, mental, and moral degeneracy is rapidly increasing in these last days. The weakness experienced on living off meat is one of the strongest arguments that I could present as a reason why we should discontinue its use. Those who eat meat feel stimulated after eating this food, and they suppose that they are made stronger. After they discontinue the use of meat, they may for a time feel weak, But when the system is cleansed from the effect of this diet, they no longer feel the weakness and will cease to wish for that for which they have pleaded as essential to strength. The eating of flesh meat has made a poor quality of blood and flesh. Your systems are in a state of inflammation, prepared to take on disease. You are liable to acute attacks of disease and to sudden death because you do not possess the strength of constitution to rally and resist disease. The physical powers are depreciated by the habitual use of flesh meat. Meat eating deranges the system. The use of the flesh of animals tends to cause a grossness of the body. There will come a time when the strength and health you have flattered yourself you possess will prove to be weakness. It is not the chief end of man to glorify his stomach. You have animal wants to be supplied, but because of this necessity, shall man become all animal? God requires that we present our bodies a living sacrifice. Then the duty is enjoined on us to preserve that body in the very best condition of health, that we may comply with his requirements. Whether therefore ye eat or drink, or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of God. I therefore beseech you to be hearers as well as doers of the word of God and the inspirational pen of Ellen G. White. Be sure to listen tomorrow for another Daily Manna coming to you from Eden's Nutritious Street. Thank you for listening. That thou mayest prosper and be